Ah, Season 2. You'll always be my favorite. Who the hell could that be? I didn't order this shit. Whatever, I'm gonna open it anyway. Gee, I wonder if this is a DVD. Oh no. I've avoided this shit heap for over a year, but as soon as I reviewed the first one, I knew this day would come. Might as well satisfy everyone by torturing myself. Hello and welcome to Confused Reviews, where Cartoon Drawing reviews movies, and in Season 1 I took a look back at the very disappointing 2005 film, The Dukes of Hazzard. And ever since then, several people have pleaded for me to tackle its stillborn sequel, simply known as The Dukes of Hazzard, The Beginning. It tells the story of two dipshits trying to impersonate the Duke boys as they have to save their farm from being taken away by Boss Hogg. You know, the exact same premise as the first. Can you tell they spent a long time thinking out this script? Fuck. Oh, and this movie aired on ABC Family. Great choice, ABC. Air a movie where the only thing this movie has as a selling point is the gratuitous sexuality they throw in every 5 seconds. Anyways, let's jump right into the cinematic castration and just try to get through it without either dying of alcohol poisoning or driving my car off a bridge. This is The Dukes of Hazzard, The Beginning. So the film begins with, oh my god, is this really how shitty this movie looks? Fuck. Anyways, we see Bo Duke, played by Randy Wade, and he's trying to get his driver's license, and in the process, is being a huge asshole. He then speeds up, acting like he's going to jump the ramp, but it's only been a minute and a half, so you know they're not going to blow their $5 million budget just yet. Also, it's only the first scene, and this movie is already wrong. You see, Bo and Luke would drive like crazy maniacs, that's pretty obvious, but they wouldn't do it in this way. They never endangered people's lives by almost running them over. I mean, remember this?
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
But then again, these assholes are supposed to turn into these assholes, and not those guys, but still, really stupid. We then hop over to Luke, played by Jonathan Bennett, and we see he's trying to impress a girl by shooting fireworks at her. I can tell he's a real ladies' man.
Psych!
So yeah, after those two idiotic displays, they're sentenced to go spend the summer at Uncle Jesse's farm. Yep, you heard that right. They were sentenced to go, not because their parents died like in the show, hence the reason them being there isn't a punishment and just who they live with and where they live. Moments later, they begin fighting, and Uncle Jesse, portrayed once again by Willie Nelson, break it up, and we cut to the first of thousands of pointless sexual bullshit. Better get used to it, folks, cause there's a lot of it. Not that I'm complaining, it's just extremely unnecessary. Oh my god, I can't. I just can't. Alright, that should be enough for at least the first half hour. And for some reason, they subtitle this drunken old guy's dialogue like they did in The Longest Yard.
Thanks for Canada, Jesse. Stuff like this shoots me on the champagne trail.
Is that supposed to be a joke? The gang sets off when they're quickly stopped by Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane, played by Hartland Williams. Huh, this is the second time he played a role of a police officer. Wonder if he'll have to drink piss in this one, too. And with how this movie is going so far, I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest. We bounce over to a church where we see Daisy, played by April Scott, is covered up. Better enjoy this, cause she'll be practically naked for the rest of the movie. Oh, and just watch.
And remember, Annabelle can't inseminate herself.
Okay, so we now have fart jokes and cow sex to add to the list of reasons the fallen members of the Duke's cast are rolling in their graves. Bo and Luke then sneak out and head over to the Not At All Boar's Nest, and we see Jesse and Boss Hogg, played by Christopher McDonald, are friends? Okay, well, they used to run moonshine together, so that kinda makes sense, but let's be honest, the people behind this movie didn't know that and instead just wanted to get as much screen time out of Willie Nelson as they could. Anyways, the boys can't get in, cause we gotta have wacky antics, and they head to the roof to find Hog's hog. They look in to hear Jesse and Hog discussing expanding his moonshine operation when, and we'll add that face to the list, it's just growing by the minute. There's another one! Oh, and the boys drop the hog off the roof, and he says that they have 2 weeks to get him the money, or, for the millionth time, he's gonna take the farm. They have a family meeting and discuss the plan.
Hell, I was born right here on this table. Mama's water broke and I popped out of there like a log ride at a water park.
What? Who was paid to write this shit? There's a quick scene of the two trying to get some hot chicks, but we then hop over to the school where we find Cooter, played by Joel David Moore, and I just can't.
What do you say we test drive this sucker, huh?
Well, shit, I'll try anything once, except guy on guy. I'm just kidding. I'd try that.
Toss that on the list, too. I'm really struggling. They take a go-kart for a test drive, and in case you forgot, boobs exist. The girls chase after them, and they finally fucking jump a vehicle. Oh, and we see Enos was the hall monitor, played by Adam Schulman, and as expected, is manipulated by Daisy to do whatever she needs, like in the 2005 one. Does anyone else miss when Enos was just a kind boy next door who was really trying his hardest to get a girl who just wasn't really all that into him, but still respected the fucking guy? They head over to the Hazzard Ravine and do some swimming. Huh, that's really weird. The Losers Club's on the other side of the ravine doing some swimming as well. When Bo finds the car of all of our dreams, a '69 Charger. But it wasn't orange with a flag on top originally. It was black and they painted it that color almost by accident. But whatever, it's not like they give a shit anyway. We then get a really cringy montage of them fixing up the car and eventually get it back into action. But there's so many inconsistencies and stupid fuck-ups that I just have to explain them. For one, like I said, they didn't have the generally all painted like that yet and it started off as black. 2, in the movie this prequel is based on, the '01 wasn't perfectly painted. And 3, the reasons the doors were held shut in that movie was because Cooter didn't have enough time to fix them. So seriously, I'm done asking if they watched the original show for now, because obviously they didn't. But did they even watch the fucking movie that caused this one? They test it out and name the car. Jesse then gives them a perfect piece of wisdom.
You know, running shine is a lot like knowing how to kill a man with your thumb 12 ways.
Wow, that's the first thing I actually enjoyed in this movie. It was stupid, sure, and the real Uncle Jesse would never have said that dumb shit, but it's better than him saying more stupid sexual comments.
But you gotta improvise. Unforeseen circumstances come up quicker than a stiffy on prom night.
God damn it, movie, I give you one compliment and you turn around and kick me in the balls. After another quick montage of them running shine, the boys take a break at the boar's nest, and we see Boss on the TV, and that reminds me, how the fuck did they manage to make Boss Hogg in this one fatter than in the first? Now, sure, he's still not the real Boss's size, but it's a start. Roscoe tries arresting the Dukes, but they mess with his gun and run off. Now, this could have been a really cool scene, but the stupid music, the way they executed the jokes, and the fact that Harlan Williams delivers his lines like he has a mental disorder, it just ruins everything in what might have been the only good part of this shit heap. We then get another shitty montage, this time of Daisy trying to find her image, and we then bounce over to the boys with Lulu Hogg, played by Sherilyn Fenn, who keeps making these really weird sexual jabs while stuffing a chicken. I cannot believe I just said that sentence while talking about a Dukes of Hazzard movie, and it's getting added to the list, obviously. While that disgusting shit's going on, Jesse and Boss have another meeting while racing some electric slot cars. Wonder if it's the official Dukes of Hazzard set. And we finally see Daisy right where she belongs, trivialized for being sexy and wearing short shorts. But we then bounce over from one sexual thing to another as we head to Shine Mart, where Quicksilver here is singing, and there's more boobs. Oh, and just like they did in the last one, we gotta have Uncle Jesse sing, because that's kind of his thing. Over with Daisy again, she's with Huey Hogg, played by Todd Grinnell, and wait a second. You couldn't get anything in this movie right, but you put in Huey Hogg, a one-off character no one remembers. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, maybe they have seen the show, which makes this abomination even worse. Anyways, he tells her to tell him where Jesse's moonshine business is, and the real Daisy is really smart and wouldn't have been that fucking stupid to tell a relative of Hogg where it is. So yeah, Uncle Jesse is thrown in the slammer and the boys head over to Boss's house, so Luke and Lulu can paint a picture. Like, seriously, I hate the fact that I have to say this stupid shit while talking about the Dukes of Hazzard. It makes me so fucking angry. They get down to business and... Boss comes back to find that the general is retardedly parked right out front. Boss almost blows a hole in Luke and Bo saves him, and the two drives off in a hurry. But not before throwing a literal bomb of shit at Roscoe. What is with these shitty prequel sequels that feel the need to have explosive shit? This and Dumber and Dumberer.
He's shit everywhere. My house is full of shit! He's shit everywhere!
Anywho, the boys become Hazard's most wanted and pull a good burger and decide to cross-dress. And over with Daisy, she seductively makes a sundae. Fuck this movie. The next day, Huey knows the boys are tailing them, and the Dukes do this unthinkable action. You only had a handful of generalese for this movie, and you waste one of them on that? At least make them crash into a lake or roll over or something cool. Assholes. They have the second act conflict, and Luke storms off like a little kid being told he can't have ice cream with dinner. But before you think anything of real consequence will happen, they quickly make up, and Cooter kinda fixes our orange baby. So yeah, we then jump right over to Boss Hogg's re-election rally, and their plan happens. So first, Cooter destroys Hogg's stage. Luke throws Boss into the general and commence in a chase scene. They dispose of the cops very quickly because they must be driven by fucking stormtroopers or something, and they eventually make it to the ravine, and Boss confesses his dirty, dirty sins. And prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Move away from all sharp objects, leave any loved pets out of the room, because what I'm about to show you will shock and terrify you. Oh my God. That might be the worst series of shots I've ever seen in a movie. From the fact that it's impossible for Boss to look out of the window at normal speed while the jump was slowed down, to the terrible effects and just asinine attempt to recreate one of the show's classic jumps. Hell, I hate to say it, but at least the 2005 movie had decent looking jumps. I mean, it's fucking sad that a show that came out 20 years before this had better looking jumps. Like, Jesus, that looks so fucking horrible. I don't even know what to say. Did anybody even try at all while making this? Who said that that was acceptable for anyone to witness? Throw that in the list too. God, fuck. So yeah, Boss was running a secret moonshine operation disguised as an ice cream business. Jesse gets out of jail, and that one fuckstick from earlier with the fart joke gets elected instead. But before you can cry out the continuity of the original movie, he dies, and Boss is reelected anyway. So, what the fuck was the point of that? I don't know. So yeah, as expected, we get one more boob shot, the boys get the farm back, and fuck it, end the movie already. And that was the Dukes of Hazzard the beginning, and holy fuck, it's so terrible. To start off with, who would have thought that this was a good idea? Take a mostly mediocre, bad movie and make it 1,000,000 times worse. The two leads suck and have the exact same dumbass expression the whole movie. Daisy is only there for the sheer fact of being the sex object. Now, I know in the 2005 movie she basically was that as well, but at least she was kinda tough too and actually contributed to the plot, even if it was very minimal. Uncle Jesse cranks the sexual references to 11 in this one, and again, makes me so pissed off that they took the Duke's patriarch and ruined his character. Roscoe and Boss suck, and basically have no impact on the movie at all, besides trying to catch the Dukes. I mean, seriously, Roscoe's in like 3 scenes. Surprisingly, the one character who was semi-improved here was Cooter. Sure, he sucked too, and was portrayed as a burnout who can't get out of high school, but at least he was in the movie. In the other one, he's in 2 scenes and never mentioned again, so that's at least 0.01% improvement I'll give this movie. And yes, that was a joke to the fact that the generalese number is 01. The plot is not only the same outline that the first one used, but one the show used countless times. Obviously, they're going to get the farm back and kick Boss's ass. We've seen it in the 80s, and they should have tried a new plot. If they're throwing the show's continuity out the window, they could have tried something new, like have one of the boys corrupted by Boss with promises of money, and the rest of the Dukes have to save him. Or maybe even just have a group of bad people come into Hazzard and the boys have to stop adopt them, and that's how they get their idol status. Anything but the farm bullshit. And worst of all, the disrespect this movie seems to have for the original show. From the characters' choices to the way the general is used. Now, I know it's very unlikely that they were going to copy and use the backstory like in the Happy Birthday Generally episode, but having them crash one of the cars and use another in a terrible composited mess just shows how little they cared for the integrity of the Dukes of Hazzard. Now again, like in the Halloween 6 episode, you may be wondering, Luke, why are you so passionate about a show where two southern cousins jump a car and run from the cops and care about two bad movies inspired by them? And to that I respond with, the Dukes of Hazzard has been in my life for as long as I can remember. Some of my oldest memories is popping in one of the DVDs and feeling the sense of wonder, of excitement, of seeing my favorite characters get in and out of these situations. I know this show isn't high art or something you'd consider great, but to me, and many others out there, it's one of our favorites. A certified classic that will always be a part of us and has molded our lives with it. I have countless Dukes of Hazzard items in my room, from replicas to toys to coins. I visited the Dukes of Hazzard fucking museum earlier this year while I was in Tennessee, and it almost brought a tear to my eye. Being able to see all of these people with the same passion I have for this corny little TV show. I love the Dukes of Hazzard, and I always will, and it pains me to see this effortless shit show be a part of that, and even worse, have the same name attached. It makes me sad to think what would happen if someone's first exposure to the Dukes of Hazzard be this movie, and cause them not to check out how great the show is. I mean, fuck, the reunion special tried harder than this. I just wish that they tried. That they could have put together a real movie. Whether made for TV or not, it should have been better, and angers me beyond belief that a movie this bad can exist and be called the Dukes of Hazzard. So with all that said, what does this mean for the Dukes of Hazzard? And simply put, there's nothing I can do about it. I can bitch and moan all day about the problems and idiotic choices made here. But all I can say is watch the original show and enjoy it. And stay as far away from the steaming pile of garbage as you can. And most of all, I hope you will too. You'll enjoy the original show and not ever torture yourself with this. The Dukes of Hazzard: The Beginning is certainly, without a doubt, getting an F. And I hate to say it, and it's very shocking, but this is the worst movie I've reviewed on this show, and that's really saying something. And I couldn't hate this movie more if I tried. Bottom line, fuck this movie, and I feel bad for the plastic casing that withholds this pile of actual shit. And there's only one thing I can think of to exact my revenge for wasting my time and wasting a perfectly good property. I'm going to destroy this garbage with my new car. Ironically enough, a Dodge. Fuck this movie. I feel better. I'm Confused Reviews. I hope you're satisfied with my analysis of this crap, and thanks for watching.